E is equal to mc, but what does this actually mean? At first sight, it looks like nothing more than 3 letters and a small square. Yet hidden within this short equation lies the key to the universe itself, because E represents energy, m represents mass, and c represents the speed of light squared. And in this statement, Albert Einstein revealed that energy and mass are not two separate things, but two different forms of the same reality, capable of transforming into one another. This means that the solid matter around us, the rocks, the oceans, the trees, and even our own bodies, are not simply material objects, but also vast reservoirs of energy. To grasp the scale of this truth, imagine the speed of light, 300,000 kilometers every second, the ultimate cosmic speed limit. Now square that speed, multiply it by itself, and you obtain an unimaginably large number. And when even the tiniest amount of mass is multiplied by that number, the result is an enormous quantity of energy. Think of a paperclip resting in your hand weighing only 1 gram. If all of its mass could be converted completely into pure energy, the explosion would equal the power of 20,000 kilograms of TNT, a destructive force capable of wiping out a city block, all hidden inside something so ordinary and small. Einstein, however, did not write this equation to design weapons. When he published it in 1905 as part of his special theory of relativity, his purpose was to understand the mysteries of the cosmos, to explain the relationship between space, time, matter, and light. Before Einstein, matter was thought to be fixed and solid, while energy was seen as something separate, fleeting, like fire or heat or light. But his insight showed that every particle of matter is in fact a condensed form of energy, a prison of power waiting to be unlocked under the right conditions. This is not an abstract idea, it is reality playing out before us every day. The sun that rises in the morning and warms your face is nothing but mass, being converted into energy deep within its core. Hydrogen atoms fuse into helium, and in the process a tiny fraction of their mass vanishes, yet it does not disappear into nothing. It transforms into light and heat that travel across space to Earth. And that transformation is precisely what Einstein's equation describes. Every star you see twinkling in the night sky is another demonstration of E equals mc in action, a cosmic beacon fueled by the conversion of matter into energy, burning for billions of years because of this principle. At first, scientists doubted such a claim. Could it really be that so much energy is hidden inside such a small amount of matter? Yet the discovery of radioactivity gave the answer, for when uranium and radium were studied, their atoms were found to decay naturally, releasing radiation, heat, and power. And in those reactions, small amounts of mass were lost and reappeared as energy, exactly as the equation predicted. With each new experiment, the evidence grew stronger, and the scientific world realized that Einstein had not only been correct, but had uncovered the greatest scientific truth of the age. And yet with its beauty came danger, because the same principle that explained the light of the stars also carried the possibility of destruction on Earth. If humankind could find a way to deliberately release the energy locked in mass, it would gain a power greater than any ever known power that could light cities with clean nuclear energy or obliterate them with atomic weapons. E equals mc, therefore, is not just a formula, it is a window into the nature of reality. It is the reason the stars shine, the reason the universe glows. And it is a reminder that even the smallest atom contains within it a universe of energy, waiting either to sustain life or to unleash devastation, and in that truth lies both the beauty and the shadow of Einstein's discovery. The true power of E equals mc becomes horrifyingly clear when we consider what happens if mass is deliberately converted into energy. For centuries, humanity could only imagine the force hidden in the atom, but in the first half of the 20th century, scientists discovered that by splitting the nucleus of certain atoms, it was possible to release this energy in a controlled yet astonishingly violent way, and this knowledge led to the creation of nuclear weapons devices, capable of destroying entire cities in seconds, all because of Einstein's simple formula. The most infamous examples of this are the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945 events. that forever altered the course of history because the bombs dropped on those cities. Each released energy, equivalent to thousands of tons of TNT energy that originated from mere grams of matter converted into pure destructive force. Buildings were obliterated, fires consumed entire neighborhoods, and tens of thousands of lives were lost, instantly demonstrating the terrifying reality of mass energy equivalence. Scientists working on the Manhattan Project realized that even a fraction of a gram of fissile material could unleash power beyond imagination, and this led to intense debates among physicists, politicians, and military leaders about the ethics of using such force. Yet once the bombs were dropped, the equation E equals mc was no longer an abstract theory. It had become an instrument of human history, showing both the genius and the danger embedded in understanding the universe. Beyond the immediate destruction, the bombs left behind radiation, a lingering energy of the converted mass that continued to harm survivors long after the explosion, proving that the equation does not merely predict explosive power, but also the release of energy in forms invisible yet deadly. And the lessons learned from Hiroshima and Nagasaki remain a sobering reminder that mass contains energy of almost unimaginable scale. The principle extends beyond bombs. Even in nuclear reactors, the same process occurs in a controlled environment, producing heat and electricity that powers cities, showing that E equals mc is not just a formula for destruction, but also a key to progress. Yet with progress comes responsibility, because the same energy that warms homes can, if misused, erase entire populations. Human understanding of this power has grown incrementally, from the first chain reactions to the construction of enormous bombs, from early radiation experiments to the design of modern nuclear power plants. Every advance has been guided by the simple but profound insight that matter is condensed energy, and that even the smallest quantity holds potential for both creation and annihilation. E equals mc that serves as a bridge between the microcosm of the atom and the macrocosm of human civilization, demonstrating that the universe does not separate energy from matter, that in every nucleus of uranium, plutonium, or hydrogen, there lies a force capable of either sustaining life or causing devastation on an unprecedented scale. And it challenges humanity to consider how such knowledge should be used, reminding us that while science reveals the power of the universe, it also places upon us the moral responsibility to wield it wisely. The story of nuclear energy and atomic bombs is therefore inseparable from the story of E equals mc. It is a tale of ambition, of intelligence, of fear, and of awe. A story where a single gram of matter can create firestorms, illuminate cities, or alter the course of nations, proving that Einstein's insight is not just theoretical, but a force that touches history itself, shaping the destiny of our species and demonstrating the raw, almost godlike power hidden in the simple relationship between mass and energy. E equals mc is not only the source of human-made destruction, it is the hidden engine behind the dazzling brilliance of the cosmos, because every star that shines in the night sky, every sun that rises to warm a planet, every galaxy that glows across the universe is powered by the conversion of mass into energy at unimaginable scales. And in this process, the same principle that fuels an atomic bomb is used to sustain life and creation on an enormous cosmic canvas. Deep within the cores of stars, hydrogen atoms collide and fuse to form helium in a process called nuclear fusion. And in this fusion, a tiny fraction of the mass of the atoms disappears, transforming into energy, a process that releases heat and light that travels across millions of kilometers of space to reach planets and illuminate entire solar systems. And it is the energy born from these vanished grams of matter that allows life to exist, plants to grow, and climates to thrive. Our sun, a medium-sized star in the vastness of the Milky Way, converts millions of tons of hydrogen into helium every second, and in that conversion, it loses a portion of mass that reappears as radiant energy, sunlight, which fuels the photosynthesis in plants, warms the oceans, drives weather patterns, and sustains the delicate balance of life on Earth, all orchestrated by the simple yet profound equation E equals mc. a formula that explains how mass can be reborn as energy to nurture worlds. Beyond our solar system, stars of greater mass burn even hotter and faster, releasing energy so powerful that supernova explosions can outshine entire galaxies. For brief moments, scattering elements forge in their cores across the universe, seeding planets with the building blocks of life, demonstrating that mass and energy are eternally linked, that the matter which forms mountains, oceans, and human bodies originated from stars billions of years ago, and that the energy released in those stellar furnaces follows the very same principle that Einstein described. Even phenomena such as quasars, pulsars, and black holes obey the laws of mass-energy equivalence. For in the gravitational collapse of massive stars, matter is compacted to extreme densities, and enormous amounts of energy are released, sometimes in the form of high-energy radiation, traveling across the universe, reminding us that the cosmos itself is a laboratory for the laws, encapsulated in E equals mc. This understanding connects the smallest scales, the atom, with the largest scales, the galaxy, showing that the energy in a single gram of mass is not just theoretical, but plays out in every sunbeam, every supernova, and every cosmic explosion that shapes galaxies. It also gives a new perspective on the interconnectedness of everything. The atoms in our bodies were forged in ancient stars. The energy that keeps our planet warm originates in nuclear fusion, and the light we see in the night sky is mass converted into energy traveling across space, all according to the same principle that underlies both the destructive power of bombs and the life-giving power of stars. E equals mc, therefore, is more than a scientific formula. It is a bridge between the infinitesimal and the infinite, a principle that explains both the quiet warmth of a morning sun and the violent beauty of cosmic explosions, a truth that connects human understanding to the ongoing processes that have shaped the universe since the beginning of time, demonstrating that energy and mass are forever intertwined, and that in every corner of creation, from the heart of a star to the atoms within our own bodies, the universe constantly reminds us of the incredible power locked within matter, waiting to be released, transformed, and expressed in ways that sustain life, light the skies, and shape the destiny of worlds. E equals mc is not only a cosmic principle or the source of historical destruction, it is also the foundation of modern science, technology, and energy production, because the same equation that explains stellar fusion and atomic bombs also allows humanity to harness energy in a controlled and productive way. And this has led to the development of nuclear power plants, which convert tiny amounts of mass into vast amounts of electricity, illuminating cities, powering industries, and providing the energy that sustains modern civilization, while carefully regulating the process to prevent catastrophe. In these reactors, the nuclei of uranium or plutonium atoms are split in a controlled chain reaction, releasing energy in the form of heat, which is then converted into electricity, demonstrating that Einstein's insight is not just theoretical, but practical, shaping the way we live, work, and travel, and highlighting that every electron, proton, and neutron contains the potential for enormous energy release when guided by human ingenuity. Beyond power plants, particle accelerators, such as the Large Hadron Collider probe, the smallest particles of matter smashing atoms together at near light speed, to observe how mass transforms into energy and how energy can produce new particles, a direct, experimental manifestation of E equals mc, allowing scientists to uncover the fundamental laws of the universe from the Higgs boson to quarks, and giving insight into the forces that bind matter itself. Research into nuclear fusion, the process that powers the sun, aims to replicate stellar reactions on Earth, seeking a nearly limitless source of clean energy. Where hydrogen atoms would combine to form helium, mass would disappear, and energy would be released according to Einstein's principle, potentially solving humanity's energy crisis while producing no greenhouse gases, no long-term radioactive waste, and no destructive potential of weapons. Yet the technical challenges remain immense, requiring materials, containment fields, and conditions that push human engineering to its limits. E equals mc also informs medicine from radiation therapy that targets cancer cells to the production of isotopes for imaging, demonstrating that the conversion of mass into energy can be used not only to illumine cities or destroy enemies, but to heal and save lives, showing the dual nature of energy that can nurture or devastate depending on its application. In astronomy, understanding mass energy equivalence allows us to calculate the energy output of supernovae, the heat of neutron stars, and the dynamics of black holes, while in particle physics it guides our search for dark matter, antimatter, and the fundamental structure of the cosmos, proving that Einstein's formula is not just an abstract idea, but a central law that bridges theory and experiment, the laboratory, and the universe. As humanity looks to the future, E equals mc continues to shape our ambitions, from exploring sustainable fusion energy to investigating interstellar travel, because knowing that a small amount of mass can yield incredible energy allows engineers and scientists to imagine propulsion systems, power generation, and technologies once thought impossible, linking human innovation to the same cosmic principles that govern the birth and death of stars. Thus, the equation that seems so simple on paper has become a cornerstone of knowledge, a guiding law that influences not just physics, but engineering, medicine, energy, and even philosophy, reminding us that mass is not inert and energy is not abstract, but the two are entwined, and the responsible use of this knowledge can light the future of humanity, while connecting us to the deepest mysteries of the universe, showing that Einstein's insight continues to ripple through science, society, and the very fabric of our daily lives, proving that understanding the hidden power of matter can change the world in ways we are only beginning to comprehend. E equals mc is not just a scientific formula. It is a profound statement about the universe and the responsibilities of humanity, because it reveals that everything around us, from the tiniest atom in our bodies to the blazing stars in distant galaxies, contains energy of unimaginable scale, and that understanding this energy challenges us to reflect on how we live what we create, and what consequences our actions may bring. The realization that a small amount of matter can unleash enormous power forces us to consider not only physics, but also ethics, because the same principle that produces light and life can also create destruction and death. As humanity advances, we face choices about how to harness the energy within matter responsibly. The development of nuclear power and medical applications demonstrates our ability to use E equals mc squared for creation, healing, and progress. Yet the history of atomic bombs reminds us that misuse of this knowledge can bring unprecedented devastation, and it is our moral duty to balance ambition with caution, innovation with wisdom, and power with responsibility. Looking to the future, scientists are exploring controlled nuclear fusion, advanced particle physics, and even speculative technologies that can transform mass directly into energy for propulsion, space travel, and sustainable energy solutions, illustrating that E equals mc is not confined to the laboratory, but is a principle that can guide the evolution of civilization itself, shaping the way we power our homes, explore the cosmos, and understand our place in the universe. Beyond technology, the equation inspires philosophical reflection, because it shows that the universe is more interconnected than it appears. Mass and energy are interchangeable. Life and the cosmos share the same building blocks, and the forces that govern stars also govern the matter in our bodies, reminding us that we are both observers and participants in a vast, energetic universe. The knowledge of mass energy equivalence encourages awe, humility, and responsibility, compelling us to consider how every decision, from scientific experiments to environmental stewardship, interacts with the fundamental principles of nature, and urging humanity to respect the power inherent in matter, to use it to sustain life, to advance knowledge, and to create a future where energy is a tool for enlightenment rather than destruction. In conclusion, E equals mc is more than a formula. It is a bridge connecting theory and reality, a lens through which we can see both the immense potential of the universe and the moral imperative of human action. a reminder that understanding the universe comes with the responsibility to act wisely, that energy and matter are eternally linked, and that in every particle of matter lies the power to light cities, warm the world, sustain life, or bring catastrophe, depending on the choices we make. Einstein's insight continues to echo through science, society, and the cosmos itself, proving that the most profound truths are often hidden in the simplest expressions, and that E equals mc will remain a guiding principle for both discovery and responsibility for generations to come, inspiring humanity to explore, understand, and respect the energy that is at the heart of all creation.